Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Wingate Solutions. I hope you're doing well. I apologize for not getting out a lot of content lately. I've been pretty busy and I just honestly haven't been prioritizing it, but I want to start doing that in the future. So let me know if there's specific videos you want to see from me. If you have anything that you want to see, throw it down in the comments, and if it's something I think I can do, I'll make sure to get it out there for you guys. I promise I will be doing a rifle paint job video soon. And I know I've been saying that for a bit, but I just haven't really prioritized it as something I need to get done, but I want to, especially now that the weather's changed. It's a lot nicer outside now. So I'll get that done shortly, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, today's video, we're going to be talking handguns, right? So kind of more duty-minded handguns, or like overt carry type handguns, kind of more my wheelhouse. I'm going to talk to you guys a little about what I like and some tips and tricks and philosophy behind it. Anyway, let's get after it. Thanks, guys. I'm going to break this up probably into a few different videos, just try to keep them a little more concise. So for right this second, I'm just going to be talking about my two main squeezes of handgun, my full-size Glocks. And it's no surprise I'm a Glock guy. I shoot Glocks, not because I'm a fanboy or anything like that. I've just shot Glocks my entire adult life, and I've carried one professionally for like almost 10 years now, a bit over 9 years. And I trust them, and I'm one of those guys, when I find something I like, I usually stick to it. And I don't really want to deviate too much, and I want to stay consistent across the board. So I like the commonality of Glocks in the industry. Most people shoot them, so it's kind of the standard. That's what I spend most of my time on. I don't really have enough time to want to be proficient on multiple handgun platforms, even though there's pros to that as well, but I find myself just spending most of my time on a Glock, so I stay that way. But, you know, Glocks, 9mm. For obvious reasons, it's the common caliber that most guys are shooting nowadays. Shot 40 cal most of my career professionally, and you can run a 40 pretty effectively, but a 9mm is going to be that much more easy for most people to shoot. It's going to shoot a little flatter, not be as snappy. You have a little more round capacity, and at the end of the day, poking holes with a pistol is poking holes with a pistol. Like, they just don't have that much performance or lethality increase from caliber to caliber. They're anemic to begin with. It's not like we're talking about different rifle calibers. Handguns just don't do that great of a job at effectively stopping things that want to hurt you. And that's the reality of it. So I don't think there's that much of a debate between like 40 and 9 as far as which one's going to actually pack a punch more. It's kind of irrelevant in my mind. I'm more concerned with shootability and the ability to make good hits faster and have more rounds at my disposal. That's more important to me. And it's a little cheaper to shoot 9mm. So that's like a conversation for another day, but in general, most guys shoot 9mm nowadays, and it's for good reason. 9mm is the industry standard. So Glock and 9mm of your flavor is what I recommend if you're just getting into this. And I like to keep mine stock for the most part. Not that there's anything wrong with performance increases on your handgun. If you want to put something on there, it's going to help you shoot a little bit better, especially if you're at that point where you're trying to get that incremental performance increase. I get it, 100%. I shoot a lot of guns, so I like to keep them consistent. So I stay stock as far as all my internals, and I try to keep them kind of common across the board. That's why I don't do a lot of stippling, even though stippling's awesome. I think adding grip texture is one of those things that I would love to do, but then I'd find myself wanting to do it to all my guns. And that's kind of a problem if you're going to trick out all of your own guns. But then if you say you carry one professionally and it has to stay stock, I'd rather have the commonality across all of mine. So there's that training value, even if I'm shooting like this gun compared to a stock 17 I might be carrying, right? So I stay consistently stock across the board for the most part of my guns. That's going to be up to you. So Glock 17, right? I like a full-size gun. Fits my hand well. That does matter, right? You need to be comfortable and confident in the gun you're shooting. So I like a full-size gun because it's going to allow me to get the most purchase and be that much more effective. And you know, whether you like a 19 or 34, anything like that, they're all cool. 45s are good guns too. If you like that little bit shorter slide, they're good. So red dots, right? Yeah, I shoot a Hollow Sun right now. I wish they were made here in the States. They're not. It's definitely sucks. I know that's a issue for a lot of guys, and I get it. It's not that much of an issue for me. So for right now, I'm going to keep shooting them until I decide to upgrade to something that's USA made. I shoot a 407C, just a single dot. doesn't have the multi-reticle system, and that just keeps the cost down for me. If you're a guy that just likes to use a single dot, I wouldn't recommend upgrading to the multi-dot one because it's going to cost you more money. Just go with the 407 if you're looking for just a simple Holosun red dot. That's my recommendation. So backup sights. I'm not going to get too much into this, and something for another day as far as how useful backup sights are on a red dot. I just run blacked out Ameriglow. I think they're the GL429s. So it's like a lower 1/3 co-witness. They work well for what they are. They don't get in the way, and they're not going to distract me. So I don't use any tritium or fiber optic on my backup sights with a dot, because all I want to see is that target and that red dot superimposed on that target without any other distracting features. And these do a good job of that. Light. It's not really that common nowadays, but I shoot a TLR9. It's a long light. I like it because it has the same switches as the TLR7. They work really well. This one allows for 2 inline CR123A batteries, but also, and don't quote me on this, I don't know if the manufacturer actually recommend this, but I use 16650 rechargeables in mine. They work. Again, I don't know if it's going to void your warranty or anything like that. Do a little research on your own to make sure it's something that you feel safe or responsible doing. I like running the 16650, especially if I'm training a lot. It allows me to not have to worry about burning out a lot of CR123s because that gets a little expensive. But at the same time, I can throw CR123s in if I need to change out a battery real quick. So I like that option. I like the dual fuel lights. So TLR9, they work really well. They don't get hung up in the holster like some of the TLR1 HLs tend to do. This is like the same thickness as the gun, so I really like running these. But if you're going to run this as like a concealed setup, you're going to have a harder time finding a compatible holster with this light, so something to think about. All right, so this is my next one. This is kind of like my main squeeze right now. I carry this one for work, and it's my Glock 47. So, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the switch from the 17 to the 47, but this is just what was available when I was looking to get one. And it works. I mean, it shoots to me the same as a 17. I don't really notice anything different. It must be like it's negligible, if any. But the only difference here really is it's a 17, but it's going to have a 19 length recoil assembly. So from a Glock 19. So it's a Glock model 45 frame with a 17 length slide, but it has that shortened recoil assembly. And that's just, they did that for parts compatibility so guys can take 2 guns and basically make 4 guns out of it. Again, I guess it's cool. I don't really see the need because I just like Glock 17s, but it does the same job for me. You know, it works. But this is the MOS model. So on this one, I have C&H precision mounting plate. I'd recommend going to an aftermarket mounting plate if you have an MOS gun. Because as far as I know, they're still not as reputable or reliable as they should be. Glock really needs to change their mounting plates that come stock with their guns, but they have high rates of failure from what I'm still seeing. I don't think they've changed them or upgraded them. So I would recommend going with the C&H plate. There's a few other ones that I don't have experience with, so I can't speak on those. But I really like these C&H plates. But as you can see, same gun, right? The only difference is this one's just stock black. Because it's MOS, I don't have to Cerakote it or cut the slide or anything like that. And still all stock, still with TLR9. So it's that consistency across these 2 platforms. I can pick one up and it feels exactly the same in hand. And that's kind of one of my points. That's what I like. I don't like to have a lot of variance. If you're the guy that has 4 or 5 different model handguns, and you kind of more like that jack of all trades, I get it. Guns are cool, so it's fun to have like a collection of guns. But to me, I'd rather be a protector than a collector, if that makes sense. So I like to stay consistent. I pick something I like, and that's what I'm going to get across the board. Like if I had tons of money, I'd probably just have 5 of this exact same gun, right? Until I felt the need to change to something different in the future. I'd rather have commonality of platform than have a ton of different like variants and different kinds of guns. Does that make sense? And that helps when you're running different holsters as well. I'd rather have commonality of my holsters, that sort of thing. Not have to worry about, you know, getting a million different holsters. I can just run 1 or 2 with a few different guns and I'm kind of good across the board. So I'm big on that. Yeah, Glock 47, it's cool. I wouldn't like sell a 17 for a 47 unless you had an older gen and you wanted to get a Gen 5. because I like the Gen 5s. They shoot really well. I like having the no finger grooves, and they never really bothered me, but I do like it now that I've shot it a lot. I like the flared mag well right from the factory. And there's a few other things. The ambi slide release is cool. It doesn't get in the way. I was kind of afraid of it getting in the way when I first got into these guns, and I don't find it getting in the way, but it's cool for lefties. I get that. But Gen 5s are just neat. I liked a little bit of the beveled front, more for like aesthetics than anything. I guess it technically aids in reholstering, but I don't know if that's really a thing. And I do like the serrations in the front, and that's something like some guys like it, some guys don't. It doesn't hurt the gun at all or get in the way. I like them. I guess it aids in press checking, that sort of thing. And it's one extra feature I think is cool that they added to them, because guys were looking for that for a long time. They finally listened to their customers and put it on the guns. But yeah, Gen 5 guns are really good at this point. They've been proven enough and been out enough years that I think if you're looking to upgrade to a Gen 5, I'd say go for it. And the 47 is cool. It works. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to get some quick content out. I know I haven't been getting much content out for you guys. I'll get some more shooting related content out soon as well. And I have a few other things in the pipeline that I want to get done, but it's like finding time just to put out, just to get a good amount of content for you guys has been a little bit of a challenge lately. And I'm going to start prioritizing that a little bit more, as I said. So I appreciate you guys watching, and yeah, I'll go to that outro now. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, that's going to conclude the video. I really appreciate you watching all the way through. It means a lot. If you like this content, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up, that like button. Subscribe if you're not already, please. And consider throwing me a comment down below. I really enjoy reading them, and it helps out the channel, helps out the algorithm, all that good stuff. If you want to support us in any other way, go over to the website. That's WingateSolutionsLLC.com. Got some cool stuff over there. Handmade slings, sling retention straps, a few other goodies coming out, that sort of thing. And please consider checking out our Instagram as well. It's usually where I'll have some up-to-date information as far as colorways in stock or new releases, that sort of thing. And that's Wingate Solutions on Instagram. All right. I appreciate you guys. Till next time, get out and train.